Hello everybody and welcome back to McGee's Garage, the most underrated channel in all of YouTube. And today we are going to be working on getting the cab off of my F100 Crown Vic swap project. Now, getting the cab off of the truck is a pretty big job, and it is a massive part of the project because that allows us to go ahead and cut the dash and floors out of this truck cab in preparation to be set on the Crown Vic chassis. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and are enjoying the series so far. We are so close to hitting 4,000 subscribers. In fact, by the time this video is out, we're probably going to be there, so we're shooting for 5. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and we're going to jump right into it. Sprayed a bunch of stuff up under there with PB Blaster and some stuff on the firewall with PB Blaster. I want to get the seat out first so I got some room to work under the dash. But I just realized I've never pulled this seat forward on this truck, so let's find out together. Not much. A couple Siggy butts and an old hose clamp. What is that? Is that the hood prop? Oh no, that's for the spare tire. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that looks like about it. Got a tire iron. Huh. Why is it bent like that? I've never seen one that wasn't a 90. And I think this is for a jack. But I think the jacks are under the hood on these trucks, so I don't know really what that's for. I just realized we got some behind the seat pockets. Let's see what's in there. Nothing? Nah, there's nothing in that one either. Alright. I've been pulling this car cover, or the seat cover off, and this seat really ain't that bad. My dad would probably want this. Oh yeah, there it is. That's why the cover's on. Man, it's still fixable though, totally. I'm gonna toss this cover out. If it could talk, you'd have to shoot it. Ew. I believe this right here is for a CB antenna. So, we're not gonna have a CB on this truck. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, for a CB. We're not doing that on this truck. So I really wish that that wasn't there. That might have been dealer installed or something. I'm gonna pull these gauges and everything out because we do want these. Now this one, it's got overspray on it and stuff, but this piece isn't cracked. So this is actually worth keeping. And I gotta be very gentle with this because if this cracks, it's over. Does anybody know what that is? Because I do not. Just going through the glove box before I pull it. Definitely going to want to keep this original glove box. They're very hard to find actually in decent condition because they're made out of literally cardboard. Figured I'd keep the seat in while I'm undoing the stuff in the dash so I have something to sit on. One day I'll learn. These little finger driver things are extremely cheap and they actually aren't too bad. Look at that. Perfect. Alright, I'm in the 77 and I'm comparing colors. Wow, that's way off. Yeah, I honestly thought it was the same color when I got the truck. Yeah, God knew I'd be too powerful if I wasn't colorblind. If I know dent side Fords, and I'd like to think I do, these should pop off right in my hands. What? Dang. Those actually work. That's crazy. Now I gotta find the set screw on them. This is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But up under here, there's a hidden button on top of the headlight switch. Oh, I feel it. I gotta press it down. And the headlight switch should... Oh! I can't even believe that. That's crazy. I was messing with it. I was like, there's got to be a trick to this. That's crazy. All right. Now we'll go ahead and pull this piece out now. I think it should be free. Oh yeah, I got it without cracking it, baby. Sweet. Now I get to pull this gauge cluster out. Not sure if you guys can see that, but this truck has 99,001 miles on it. Okay. Now that I have the cluster out, I can start pulling the connections on it. Okay, I see the speedometer cable. That's got like some kind of quick release clamp. Okay, speedometer. Light. Oh, it just cracked. It just crumbled back here. Okay, still better than most. I want to be really careful because I don't know how many more of these trucks I'm gonna have, so I don't want to break any parts that I may need in the future. Oh yeah, there it is. Check this out. This is the cluster here, and this is this old circuit board on the back. It's starting to crumble up here and up here, but I think it's still usable if I had a truck that needed one for sure. Wow, look at those old connections in there. That is 70s tech. I can't believe how big the copper runs are on this. That's crazy. Now that the cluster is out, it gives us access to the column bolts here and behind the heater control, which of course also needs to come out. Gotta pull this. Luckily it's almost all the way out already. Yeah, I want to keep all of this just in case, because I definitely want to have a bone stock high boy at some point, and I don't know what that vehicle will be needing when I finally find it. Got the full bracket down. I'm gonna pull these plugs and this should come out. Also gotta move this up on these springs and cables here. This is real old school stuff. Okay, now should be just about there. There it is. One undamaged dent side heat control unit. The original glove box did not survive. I tried to bring it through the bottom, but I ended up flipping it around and bringing it this way through the hole, and it did not make it. These things are literally cardboard that's stapled together, but they do remake these, so that's all right. Can't win them all. I'm gonna save the hardware off of it, and maybe not. I was looking at this mirror and I wasn't sure if it was original to the truck because the truck doesn't have a passenger mirror, so I figured they wouldn't have a rear view. But you probably can't see it, but like right in there it's dated 7410, so, or 71074. So if this isn't the original mirror, it's at least time period correct, so I might reuse that. Okay, so I gotta drop this down. Give me access to drop the column. There it is. Piece is probably worth a couple bucks on eBay. And that allows me to get to the column bolts and nuts. I'm gonna undo the transmission linkage here if I can. It should just pop right out. Come on. There it is. Sweet. Cool. And then I already sprayed down the rag joint and these bolts. Sprayed down the ones on the inside too, and the column should come out shortly. I got these bolts out, and this should, yep, right there, pop right off. Yep, and then I can go on the inside and pull those two little bolts out, and the column should almost be ready to be out after that. I got this little inner piece here loose, and now I just have to undo these. This column should just drop down and I'll be able to pull it out now that I've done the rag joint, and unplug it, and then it goes to the parts pile of dent side columns. All right, how are we gonna get this out? Now for the plugs. All right, I got it unplugged. I think I got it, and yep. I got the dash pad off. I'm gonna pull the front of the dash, and then that'll leave this area back here. So I might not need to make filler panels to kind of go over the car dash, but check out these screws. Look at that. That's interesting, ain't it? And they're all up in here, and I gotta take these out. I think there's some on the side, and then there's stuff on the bottom. And then this should all just pull out. This can go in the container of our dent side parts. And then I got the seat, which is about ready to come out, and then undo the pedals. Hopefully after that, the cab is ready to pull. That and the cab bolts, of course. But yeah, getting there. All right, I think this dash is ready to come out. Yep, there it is. Sweet. Wow, there's kind of a lot of stuff back there. Going ahead and pulling this wiring harness. I'm not going to be using it, but I'm keeping it intact in case I do have to use it one day for another vehicle. All right. Cool. I think the wiring harness is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this wiring harness completely out, which it should come. Yep. And label it as a 74 wiring harness, no AC, has heat, and stick it in the dent side parts pile, because we may need that. Very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and make a parts run with the steering column, the harness, parking brake, dash pad, this radiator, throw it in the container because I'm not using any of this for the Crown Vic swap. On this brake pedal assembly. Yep, there we go. Very cool. Another for the parts pile that will obviously be getting replaced here hopefully shortly. And I am gonna have to cut this out, looks like, because it's spot welded in. And I'm gonna take the mount out for the windshield wiper. And on top of that, I have to pull the heater box and heater core, and then the seat, and then the cab just pulls right out, I guess. It's just little bits and pieces. All right, last pedal, I think. Yep, here we go. Come on out. Yep. Nice. I got to take this vent out because it's going to get in the way of the Crown Vic dash. This is pretty cool because it's like, I guess it's like an outside vent for cold air through the cowl. Now there's leaves in there that fell in through the cowl, and it still works. It's crazy. Usually the tabs break off. Got this heater core loose, I think. Oh, the vent still works. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here we go. Very nice. That's a nice addition to the parts power right there. That's a good unit. Now I can go ahead and pull the seat out, and the cab is ready to come off. I'm pretty sure there's body bolts underneath these plugs. Yep. Cool. I pulled this little cover off the front cab mounts, and look at that, I got a rat's nest in there before I can even get to the head of that bolt. Got all the front body mount bolts out, and the ones back there are out, and I think the cab is ready to come off now. Oh yeah, she's going. We got my cab off. Engine is exposed, cab's up there. Definitely got some issues with rust, but it's all mostly on the bottom. The drip rails are the big problem on these trucks. Luckily on this truck, those are really nice. But most of the stuff like the floor pans and all that, those are going away anyway. So that's not a big deal at all. Now this portion of the truck can go and just get chained out of here, because now the goal is to get the cab on the car. That's gonna do it for this week's episode of McGee's Garage. We made some good progress on the F100 body swap. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and share the video. I appreciate it a lot. We just hit 4,000 subscribers. Let's go for 5. So with that, we're gonna end this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.